So yeah, we can see the overlay. That's right. Yeah, this looks fine.
Cool. Wonderful.
Um, so do you have the miniature pictures of the? Will we see miniature pictures of the over the characters' heads?
We should see, yeah, the
Yeah,
the normal overlays once they start putting down characters.
cool.
Cool. Well,
So
welcome
we're live.
everybody. Yeah, we're live.
Excellent.
Just going to tell them we're ready. So yes, this is Norbert, Dr. Norbert speaking, and I'm here with Huggy Bear. And
Hello.
hello. Thank you for joining me all the way from Sweden. I'm sitting in London. And we've got Merzain on the right hand side. He's from the United States, and in fact, he's the last US player in the elimination finals for season 4 of the TTS League. And he's playing against one of the Europeans, ArtdieArt, and he's from the Netherlands. This is the first game in the top 8. So we have a few more to go. And this is very important for the United States because this is the last US player actually still in the running. We have, other than that, just Europeans and 2 Australians who will be playing later this week.
Yeah, it's been sort of a grand slam for Europe so far.
Yeah, everyone's gone through. So there's 5 Europeans, 2 Australians, and then good old Merzain here holding it up for red, white, and blue. So we have a nice map here today, not too complicated, which is nice, easy to stream from. I'll zoom in there shortly. Just waiting to see. It seems like Merzain won the priority role.
That's important.
And here we are with the crises coming in. Looks like it's going to be the Montesi formula. Great, classic, and Riot Spark.
Do you remember, Norbert, that this is the exact crisis combination uh, and the exact same affiliations as in our game?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun too. And except for that one early error that I made, very early, like the first move error, other than that, it would have been a very tight game.
Yeah, indeed. So the priority role for this crisis combination is very important, I think, because now Merzain has a chance, as long as he's choosing Angela for his squad, to get an early lead and be able to play a conservative game for the early rounds to get him ahead of ArtdieArt and force him to go on the offense.
So that's interesting. I mean, Art has sure has played this more than once, and so it'll be interesting to see how he's going to try to mitigate this.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a couple of movements here, just checking a look. I just wanted to see if I could see the sizes of the various pieces, but it doesn't look like that's the case. But I'm going to guess this is a size 4 here, this large truck on the top of the map.
Yes, it is for sure. All of the cars are size 2, except for the uh, what's it called? The truck and the taco truck, and also the bottom right corner newspaper kiosk and tank are also size 3.
Size 3s. Okay, so we have size 3 in the bottom right, 2 pieces size 3. The taco truck, size 3.
That is correct.
Looks like they decided to move the car a little bit, keep the token clean.
Yeah, sometimes the yeah, exactly. The sometimes the tokens put up a little fight when they end up on top of terrain pieces.
Yeah, and those were both just a couple millimeters on the piece, so I can see why they'd want to make those flat. Normally, though, I would tend to keep the terrain where it is, but as always, it's up to the mutual discussion of the players.
For sure.
Also wanted to mention that we have a brand new accuser. That's the name of our kind of official judges that have passed exams. This is AJP2. She's the first one coming out of the Australian region, and this is her first big event that she's officiating live at. So we wish her a lot of luck.
Good luck, AJP.
Just checking.
So, what would be your team if you were Merzain, Norbert?
Mm, so let's take a look. I didn't.
Do we know what points they're playing?
That we do not know yet. Let's
We do, because they're
17.
both 17.
Yeah. 17 points.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, a classic Asgard build would be four wide, I guess, with Thor, Angela, a four and a three, supposedly Enchantress.
yeah, well, this is the
Um,
problem. I mean, and as I recall from our game, these darn D scenarios are such a nuisance for high point value, low character count teams.
yeah, but that can be heavily mitigated if you start with priority. Because then you get a chance to get ahead on extracts and defend two of the secures, and thereby playing a more compact game,
Mm,
a more compact formation, which is definitely going to benefit Asgard. I think that if Merzain hadn't won priority, I think I would have wanted to call Art pretty favored because A-Force has a lot of tools to go on the offense, but can also play very well defensively. While Asgard are have some for sure have some heavy hitters, but against A-Force, I think that there are a lot of gotchas that they can run into early game if they are forced to come to the opponent.
right. So you're saying that if Merzain could try to mm, suck the A Force into his game plan, they're going to run into some trouble.
Yeah, at least it's more of a it's going to be a much more interesting game, and we can see here that Art is going four wide as well.
Mm.
So
Yeah, but
we
Merzain
might
went five
expect.
wide. Amazing.
Ooh, that's unexpected.
Yes, I think the
That
same thing.
means priority is going to swing turn two, which is very very interesting. Now that would mean that Merzain has to be very very careful here, not to expose particularly Thor, because if he allows Art to get the special delivery
Hmm.
onto an already activated character, he will have the first activation turn two. And if he has managed to daze that character, he has an excellent opportunity to KO.
Totally agree. Now
Yeah.
I'm quite intrigued that Merzain took Toad. So what's the game plan here? Because we've got only three spell books, and they're
Mm-hmm.
centrally located. Not so easy to kind of like run off and hand him.
I would expect him to place Angela very centrally, as he's doing here, so that she can do activate first and move up to grab the middle book and move back to and be safe from the special delivery play.
I just before we go further, whilst they're messing about, let's take a look at their cards. So
Yes.
ArtdieArt's got Medpack, Special Delivery, Stalwart Determination, Brace for Impact, Blind Obsession. So really all quite common cards for A-Force in particular, except for maybe Blind Obsession.
Yeah, that's a very interesting outlier there. I haven't seen it played much in A Force, but it'll be very interesting to see how he plans to use it. Maybe I could see him popping it on She-Hulk when he has the possibility to activate her first to get a KO on an injured Thor, perhaps because he's on his injured side. He's on 8 boxes, so getting another 2 dice might actually turn it into a possibility to daze him in one activation.
Yeah,
Given that he hasn't kept Odin's blessing for the injured side.
I wonder if he's going to use it to help enhance what Crystal can do, as opposed to like
Yeah, that's
improving.
also
Yeah,
yeah.
because I mean, Angela's known and She-Hulk's known for their hard-hitting capability. So, like, why do more unless you, like you said, you really need to just do the knockout.
Mm.
All right, let's take a
Uh,
look over here. Merzain's got brace for impact. Oh, yeah, brace for impact, rainbow bridge, Odin's blessing, disarm. That's common, and med pack. Okay,
yeah.
so the only slightly spicy one is the disarm, but still pretty common.
Yeah. Of note is the fact that none of the players are playing with All You Got, which is very good news for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So there are basically no characters on the board that can that have a good chance of dazing her in one activation, which is kind of possible for some of the characters if they use All You've Got. At least with some pretty good dice. But it's scary enough for the A-Force player having to consider. But not in this game. So we see that Angela has indeed taken the central position, and I do expect that the first activation will be Angela moving up, grabbing the middle book, and then heading to the back secure as far as possible.
Yeah, that's interesting. So taking a look at this board, which side do you think is the fight going to be on? The left or the right hand side?
Um, that
Based on the terrain, I'm thinking.
yeah, I think it's a bit too early to decide. My guess would be the right side from our point of view, given that there seems to be slightly less throwable terrain. But there are both. There are an equal number of throwers on both sides, so I don't know if terrain is gonna heavily affect which side the game will be played on.
Why do you think
Because
Art picked the side that he did then?
I think that he did not want the truck in the middle of the table.
Because he's got Angela too, so he could park
Yeah,
and throw
absolutely.
that truck. Yeah, as a yeah, and deny
And
it
since
to
he's gonna,
Merzain.
and since he doesn't have priority, he is. He should probably expect to play most of the game on the opponent's half of the board, which maybe would be an incentive to have the fire truck at the middle of the board, or perhaps even at the opposing player's side, so they can throw it at him. But then again, Merzain has the same opportunity to do so, and perhaps he was considering the possibility to camp a character on the home objective and have cover.
All right, here we go. First move.
Yep.
And you can see they've just, Art's taken on the right side. Merzain's trying to push on the left side to a certain degree, but
Yep.
The center play is going to be interesting.
As the models stand at this point, I expect the game to be played on the left side of the board, because I think that Merzain will now either move Angela to the left secure or the home secure with the second move here.
Toad's here, so she could hand it off to Toad, and he can go for a walk.
Yeah.
No, ooh, look at this.
Oh, she's choosing the left. That's a slightly more aggressive play. Oh,
wait,
maybe.
well, he's teasing us. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna go back one. Makes sense. This is why we have you on, Huggy Bear, because you knew exactly what was gonna happen, and I'm just sitting back enjoying my popcorn.
I have no idea what's going to happen, but first turn, we can probably expect the characters to position themselves for the brawl that's going to take place from turn 2 on. I don't think that we will be seeing a lot of attacks being made, and I think that there will be a point stance of 4-3 in Merzain's favor after this first turn.
evoking your famous point strategy, where you just so yeah. What is the numbers here? What does Merzain need to do to stay ahead entire game, based on your?
What Merzain needs to do, he's by managing to grab the middle book, he has given himself the advantage that all he has to do is keep his. He has to pick up his own book with his next activation, and then he has to score 2 secure objectives to gain 4 points a turn.
Yeah.
And this leaves only 3 points available for Art to score, unless he manages to daze a character with an extract and grab it. So the pressure is going to be on Art, and we'll see Merzain, if Merzain places a character holding an extract slightly too offensively somewhere, opening up for the special delivery play, or if he manages to play more cagey and keep that possibility out for the first turn.
Do you find it interesting that he's having Crystal be in the middle with a book when she has plenty of ranged attacks anyway? Is it about her mobility?
I think that he wants the extract on a character that he can afford to keep back. So, because if you don't want to expose, if you can avoid it, you don't want to expose the characters holding extracts. And I suppose that Crystal is the one that he can mostly afford to leave out of the fight for the time being. So that would be my guess.
I can understand that. That makes sense. So pick it up and then be able to be anywhere with it and still be relevant. I thought we were going to get the special delivery just then, which was kind of confusing me, but maybe Art just
I
wanted
think
to
he's
measure
a
now.
bit too far out.
Yeah.
He's. It'll be very, very interesting to see where Merzain will place his Thor, because he might end up in a very dangerous situation should Merzain go a little bit too bravely forward with him. So we'll see what happens, but I think that he will place himself either on the home secure or somewhere in between the left secure and the home secure.
Okay. We have Toad here, picked up the home book, which makes sense. Some cover from the car.
Mm-hmm.
And
might be forward enough to be within a Hail Mary special delivery there. We'll see. Because he's slightly forward from the middle of the home secure. It might be far. I don't know.
good old Thor.
Art mentioning, we're not going to see a special delivery because She-Hulk is moving.
All with her own 2 feet. Imagine that.
Yep.
Look at her go. Winning smile and all.
Yeah.
So he's staying straight out of 5. Nice.
Interesting play.
Well, special delivery doesn't have to be a turn 1 play all the time, and especially
definitely not.
These accomplished players, they're familiar with these kind of turn 1 plays now, so it's just not worth it, I don't think.
When you see turn 1, it's usually because the opponent has committed some sort of mistake that you want to capitalize on. In best case, the dream scenario for the 8-force player is to get to special deliver turn 1, then activate She-Hulk, which will quite reliably daze most characters, and then activate, gain priority, and KO that character turn 2. But on this level, it's highly unlikely that any of the players will commit such a mistake this early on.
Right.
What will be very interesting to see is what what Art is going to try to set up for turn 2 here, because he will have priority will swing to him, so he has the possibility to go on the offense. Valkyrie, for instance, has maybe a charge on Toad there.
Yep.
Or he's going to move up and place Angela to be ready to double move Angela to be ready to strike Toad. Maybe even throw something at him.
Is getting rid of Toad so that you don't have to deal with him running away with a book?
He can't daze him this turn because he can only throw that size 2 car at him. But I would consider that quite a smart play, because that increases the chance to one-shot him turn 2.
Yep, which you need because of the Finder's Keeper's runaway.
Yeah, and also at this point he has no power, so he can't brace.
Look at Art. Artfully, I might say, put the 2 measuring stick to both pieces of terrain. Lovely. And yep, as you predicted, he's thrown that car. Let's see how Toad manages to dodge it. This is 3 points coming in.
Oh, that's a good dodge.
Ooh, Art didn't want to see that.
1 point to damage.
Yeah. It can.
Question is if that's enough.
Yeah, it could count. Because he is kind of hard to one-shot otherwise, despite being squishy.
Yes, you don't want to gamble on that. Now Thor, though, can he's not able to do it for Asgard, but he will get a strike on Angela, and he might get that wild to throw her short and somewhat mitigate her turn 2 first activation here. I don't think it's going to greatly impact what she wants to do, but it's definitely going to be dangerous to stick around there now.
Let's see how we do. Ooh,
that is a good roll.
Got the
wild, yes. And no blocks, so 4 damage to Angela.
This is...
Maybe he will throw her into Valkyrie. I don't know if that's far, but
it's a medium throw.
Certainly... No, it's a short throw, but she has a medium base. So it's hard to judge from here. Yeah.
Once you get the stick on there, he should be able to judge it.
Maybe he could also not use the throw from the attack and pay for the... no, that looks very much in. Because the alternative would be to pay for the Strongest Avenger throw, which is a medium.
Sure. So Art here was trying to put some play onto Toad and survive this, but maybe he wasn't as lucky, and this has gone much worse for him than he planned.
I don't know if he counted on Thor moving in and striking him away. I believe that he was trying to get a first activation, second turn to grab the book in one attack.
Sure.
Pick it up, like one throw, one attack, pick it up, run away.
Yep.
Otherwise, Merzain's Angela or Thor will do a number on her.
Now, why did he throw her into the truck instead of into Valkyrie?
Maybe he doesn't want to give Valkyrie extra power.
Yeah.
Because she also has an interesting first activation next turn.
Well, look, I want to compliment both players for being really speedy for a finals game. We've had others go for much slower, and this has been moving at an extreme clip, showing the facility these top players have with the game and their game plans in their head.
And notice the result, 4-3 after turn 1.
Just what you said, the Huggy strategy.
So now what Merzain is probably going to try to do is play as conservatively as possible, just defend his characters. I think that we're either going to see Toad moving away quite early because he's not perhaps down to the bottom left car or something, cowering over there. and I think that Art realizes this and will try to go for Toad with his first activation.
Yeah. Well, I'm really confused by She-Hulk being all the way on the side because I've played her, and without help, she never gets into the fray if she's far from it.
I do believe that she is well within a double move special delivery from Crystal. Crystal is a long mover, so
Okay.
she can most certainly move long to be within 2 of She-Hulk and then pay to special deliver her with a second move.
Okay.
So that threat is certainly online.
Okay.
That would, however, leave his home secure open as things stands now, and he needs to keep scoring that in order to not fall behind, even if he manages to grab an extract.
Okay. Sure enough, it's all about the Toad. He's gonna squish
So
the
it
Toad.
looks like Art is trying to find a position where he can be within 2 of the taco truck and close enough to attack Toad.
Yeah, that's called insurance.
Yeah. Looks a bit far,
Looks far. Yeah.
with the sort of Cyphos, but he did they press power up?
Let's take a look.
Because she took a lot of damage last turn. She took 4 damage. Why is she only on 3 power? It's Art's Angela. I'm looking at the wrong Angela.
Okay.
Never mind. She definitely has enough power for either Blades of Vicar or what's her other spender's name? Foe Cleaver? No,
Blades
Cleave
of Vicar.
something. No, not Blades of Vicar. The other one.
Heaven's Wrath.
Heaven's Wrath. That's the one.
Yeah, that's always a scary one to try to get those the combination you need for the cleave. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's so tempting. But maybe, with little characters, though, it's not as tempting because it doesn't have that many dice.
I think that Merzain will want to try and save his defensive cards, Brace for Impact, and Odin's Blessing for as long as possible in this game. But Art, my guess is that it will be worth it for him to brace the taco truck on Toad at this point.
With this darn lockdown, I really could go for some tacos. They're hard enough to find in England, and they're next to impossible with lockdown. Maybe I should
Really?
I should get a taco truck in time for lockdown ending.
Easier to get some shepherd's pie.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. Even though that's hard nowadays to find. But yeah, taco truck, that'd be amazing. I live in East London, so it's trendy enough that people would come. There we go. Ooh, nicely done, Art. You are a maestro. The
Couldn't
Rembrandt.
really make out if that was in, but it looked in.
Yeah. Oh, there went the truck. He's spinning.
Here comes the truck. Yeah. Will he brace or will he dodge?
No chances.
And he braced.
He braced it.
Yeah.
He wants Toad. Oh, Angela's like, I had enough of this. I'm out.
Yeah.
Let Valkyrie
He
handle
decides
this.
to go for the defensive play here.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
He has Medpack, but I guess he wants to hold on to it for She-Hulk.
Or perhaps he's just measuring where he would end up after having struck him, because what I would do at this point is strike Toad once, hope to one-shot him.
Yeah, here goes.
Yeah, he's doing that. That's not gonna one-shot him.
Merzain's rolling some sweet. And I just
blocked 1, so 2 damage, but that's not going to be enough. And Toad is now going to be able to slippery away.
Yep, 4 blanks. That is the worst. This is the thing about Toad. I've been in the same situation. You really want to prioritize and get him out, because after that, when you power him up, then he's such a bloody nuisance to get rid of.
Yeah, he's you don't even have to wait particularly long, because most of the time he gets the 2 power he needs from the first attack into him. So as long as you don't one shot him,
Mm.
you're not going to get him at all.
Yep.
Which is why you want to combine. First, throw something at it and then attack him.
Yeah.
Because it's not allowed to slippery away from the throw. It needs to be an attack.
Good point. Good advice. He also has a book, so now he has a ranged attack, which makes him interesting. That ranged attack, I think, is 4? No, 3. Beam
3.
Mm.
Yeah, having a hard time to see him using that. Oh, Angela is going for the offensive play here. Question is now, will she... So he didn't slippery. Oh, maybe he's placing her before the slippery.
Yeah.
Because that takes place from the attackers, after the attack is resolved, is before the defenders.
Right. So this is his Angela's normal attack, allows her then to move within 2 of the defender, which she's just done. Interestingly, to contest that.
And now
secure.
we'll probably see the
Toad.
slippery move.
Where you see him going here, on the left, bottom left?
Yeah, towards the car
Yeah.
in the bottom left would be my expectation.
Yep. All right, Merzain. Some sort of thinking going on. Oh, the med pack.
The med pack came out.
Yep. Okay.
Which might indicate that he's going to try to stick around there.
I just listened to a podcast, and they were saying how sometimes using a med pack is kind of a fool's gambit, because sure, now she's in a better position to survive, but when there's a lot of attackers around her, they're still going to be able to kill her or daze her, and then the med pack didn't really do anything. But
no,
I guess
it
burns activations. That's the only thing I could think of. What's happened?
Yeah, I think that the one good use for it is.
Oh, it looks like we just he moved right along. There wasn't the. There it goes.
Yeah. Of course, he didn't have a second action. I forgot that he was thrown away and had to move first. So yeah. So then Toad made a spender on Angela, and then he moved away.
Right.
Yeah.
So he didn't ball it with a slippery.
Yeah.
It was over.
My bad. I thought Angela had a third action, which she does not unless she dazes a character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it looks so instinctual.
Yeah.
These players.
I'm not.
You don't think it's gonna?
Not a very good friend of this very aggressive Valkyrie play that he's measuring now.
I don't think he's
because
gonna make it. I don't think
no, because what Thor wants to do is to attack 2 characters standing next to each other, so he can throw them into each other with each of his attacks. And that is going to be a splendid opportunity to do just that by placing Valkyrie close to Art's own Angela. But we'll see.
It's taking some time to think about it.
He's probably going to want to hold off on the special delivery play.
Yeah. Because these stuff isn't going to be in range, these characters.
Which may, in fact, force Merzain to hold off on his activating Thor and Angela. Okay, this is a very aggressive play.
Yeah, jeez. What is going on here? I mean, all that he can do now is throw.
Unless that was a charge.
The second one was a charge, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to have 1 attack and then 1 throw.
Question is on who.
We'll see how this goes.
Not quite sure who he's attacking just yet. No saves this time. Merzain's luck has gone a little cold. Ooh, and Arts is looking really nice. Still a lot of blanks though, bloody hell. But loads of crits.
Couldn't make out if he paid for the Warrior of Legend.
Yeah, I didn't check close enough. So...
Now, which character did he strike? Because they're both 4 defense.
I know. I was just looking to see which one gets the
damage. The damage hasn't been... But my guess would be Angela, since she's holding the extract.
Yeah. It was Thor.
It was Thor. All right.
And healthy. That was a healthy strike. 4 out of
Yeah.
6.
I suppose that Art wants to keep Thor from doing for Asgard into either, mainly She-Hulk, which is sort of the worst thing that can happen to her in this matchup, because she doesn't like that stagger
Ooh,
at
bad
all.
roll. So he threw Angela into Thor. I think she's 3, right? So that's 4 damage, and he saved.
She's 2.
She's 2 only. Okay, right. I
Yeah.
was going to ask to do the math. So he saved 2.
Yeah.
So
He only
1.
took 1 damage, so he's not dazed, which is bad news for Art.
Yeah.
Because now Thor has a decent chance to actually daze Valkyrie and Angela, although I don't know if he wants to do that. Because none of them are holding an extract, so it does not promote his scoring, other than removing them from contesting the secure.
So we have 6 attack. Turns into an 8. Very nice roll. 5 hits. Ooh, only 1 save. So that's
Angela
out of the picture.
falls asleep there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my guess would have actually been that Thor would have healed himself for one of the objective, thrown Angela away or Valkyrie, and then double move to the leftmost objective to stay away from the special delivery from She-Hulk.
Angela's doing second attack, I assume, into Valkyrie. Yeah. 1 save on Valkyrie, 5 hits. Boy, Merzain's dice are really not outrageous, but definitely helping make Art's aggression painful.
Yeah. Now we're looking at a situation where Valkyrie and Angela will probably both be dazed before the next round, or he might also wait with the Valkyrie daze to make it easier to do that next turn. But it looks like he's throwing
truck. He's throwing the dumpster at her.
Yep.
That's so rude.
And there she's dazed.
Boom.
What one has to remember here is that Art will still have priority next turn, most likely. So either Angela or Valkyrie may, in fact, be very dangerous at the start of turn 3. But there is a med pack on Thor.
Yep.
And I think we are now going to see the special delivery play here.
I don't know if Abby's listening, but we need to get Art to put a daze token on his Angela at some point, so there's no confusion there. Yep, just like you said. Very good, Huggy. That's interesting to see him be able to put her on the side and then bring her into play with that long move. Very nice.
It'll be interesting to see now who he's going to strike. Will it be Thor in order to get some more damage onto him before, and maybe trying to go for the KO early turn 3? Or will he try to daze Angela to... No, she has already activated.
Who?
There's an activation token on Angela, but not on Thor. My impression was that
it was Angela. No, it was Angela.
Yeah, all right.
It was Angela doing it. So Thor's still ready to go. Because she did the 2 attacks, and then she did the throw from the nicely displaced dumpster back here.
Then it looks like he passed Art.
Okay. Yeah, probably because he didn't.
Which I think is a good.
He didn't have an attack on Thor, even with the special delivery.
Yeah, I think it's a good play.
Yeah. All right, now it's Merzain's turn to be aggressive.
Yeah.
He has no reason not to.
And this might be very dangerous for Art should Merzain be lucky with his dice here, because he can do a charge and a Warrior of Legend here. So if he manages to one-shot crystal, that comprehends the drop-off plan.
Yeah, and look at that. He scores the secures too. Oy, oy, oy.
Yes.
Oy, 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 oy.
So that might actually be quite a heavy swing, because it will shut down She-Hulk if this goes through. It's unlikely, but it might happen. So that looks like, if did he pay for the? No, it doesn't look like he paid for the Warrior of Legend.
Interesting. There would have been one more damage had he done that, but Art
Yeah.
didn't roll very well again, and so that's 3
So
damage.
he takes
going
3,
in.
and he can do 1 damage by throwing her. He's gonna throw her away so that she doesn't reach She-Hulk.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Well, why take her out when you can
Yeah.
make this even more painful?
Yep, that was a very smart play. I did not see that coming.
And he secures.
Because now he effectively has achieved the same thing.
Yes.
Just didn't have to rely on dice to daze Crystal.
Exactly. All right. Is Crystal attacking her back then? Yeah, looks like it. Not sure.
Which he would have succeeded with, though, because if he paid for Warrior of Legend, he would have done 1 more damage and gained a lot of power, which he could be used to smash Valkyrie into the truck and daze her and then get a book. So he would, in fact, gain 2 points from that.
I'm just trying to see what just happened there. Was Crystal attacking her?
It seems that she's doing the range 3 beam to incinerate Valkyrie, who I believe has cover.
Yeah. No wild. Oh, no, there it is. Yay for Inhumans rerolls. He's got the wild. I guess he had it before.
But that's, again. Yeah.
So that's good.
Yes. So there's the incinerate.
Yep. And damage was, where's Valkyrie? 2 points of damage. And he's going to go contest that point.
Not sure why. Yeah, maybe he wants to conserve the power for a elemental. What's the name of her her superpower that lets her do an extra attack? Elemental Flurry or something like that.
Yeah, so that it always stays on him.
Elemental Onslaught.
Yeah.
He decided not to do that and save the power for next turn, and he healed himself for 1.
Oh, from is it A-Force? Wait a minute. What? How did?
No, it's from the.
From the
secure. Yeah,
sure.
The Extremist console.
Yep. All right.
Ooh, this is looks like somewhat desperate play. Not sure what Art is trying to achieve with this move. Throw Angela off. But Thor has still to activate. Maybe try to daze Toad by throwing Angela onto him, making him drop the book. But Art doesn't have the activations to pick it up, but Thor can easily pick it up after having thrown She-Hulk away. Or
Friggin' Toad saves too. God damn it. I hate Toad.
Because now Thor has an excellent chance to put a stagger on She-Hulk.
You think? Oh, stagger.
Yes.
Yes, stagger. Sorry. Yes.
Stagger her and throw her is seriously going to mess with his plans for next turn.
Looks like Angela healed herself. Merzain's Angela with the affiliation ability. Thor decided to move over there and attack She-Hulk.
He may, however, manage to keep Merzain from scoring for this round, which is important because that probably makes it so that the game will last for 5 turns rather than 4.
Yeah.
Which is probably good for Art here.
I didn't see Art's. Why is he only?
However, She-Hulk has taken damage from Thor's attack, and there's the stagger.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
And I would expect us to see a throw. She will move with the
bodyguard, right?
Yeah,
or not bodyguard.
the gamma something rule.
Yeah,
gamma transfusion.
That's she's gonna just stomp over Valkyrie. No, she's just gonna go there.
Mm-hmm. Just position herself. Alright, so I would expect that we'll see another attack from Thor.
And shock.
He threw a hammer into her to shock her.
Yeah, well, that's what you want with She-Hulk. You throw tons of conditions on her.
That's right, and there's the throw.
Into the dumpster, I imagine.
No, I just think he wants to get her as far away as possible.
Yeah, keep her neutralized.
Yeah.
There she goes.
But that still means that Merzain is not scoring his home objective this turn because it's contested by Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
Who is dazed? No. He is scoring it. As long as Thor is within 1 of it. So yeah, he goes to 8 and Art only scores 1. Ouch.
Yeah.
That was not a good turn for Art.
No, it's objectively bad. All right, turn 3, Art's play.
Yeah. I would guess that his first activation will be Angela, who has to do something crazy, or maybe Valkyrie. Stalwart Determination is online. No more throws.
Who's getting it? Is he not putting down the tokens?
I think he's using the A-Force tokens to mark that. So all of them.
Okay. All right, all of them.
So either Angela or Valkyrie.
Having a little chat with his opponent. Bit of a discussion here, not sure. It's all about this point down here now, because back here, Okoye is going to hang out there. Valkyrie will take out Crystal.
That's probably going to be the first activation from Merzain after Art has
done his thing here. And then after that, it gets interesting down here.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Suppose Art is considering his options at this point.
Yeah, checking his cards.
Maybe he's considering to play Blind Obsession here.
Well, he's been so aggressive. Like, it might be the way to continue this. See it through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was, to be sure, he was forced to play aggressively by the crisis combination and not having priority.
Yeah.
But maybe he looked a little too hard on getting the book from Merzain, because he could just as well have gone for the leftmost secure. Although not given the deployment, because he put Angela and She-Hulk onto a flank, which is sort of unusual to see, I think. I don't know what the plan was there, but because what you normally see, at least in my experience, is that when you don't have priority, you want to deploy She-Hulk as centrally as possible.
Right. Yeah.
In order for her to threaten both sides with a special delivery.
Yep. It is interesting that he decided to go, because you knew this area was going to be, the bottom area was going to be a hive's nest of activity. And he drove right in there as opposed to maybe trying to pick off either flank, which were weakly defended.
Yeah, and it gave Merzain an easier time to choose the left flank to put his models.
Yep.
Because that was too far away for a turn 1 special delivery play, which would have not been the case if She-Hulk had been deployed centrally.
Got a lot of thinking going on here. A lot of chat.
Still considering the blind obsession, perhaps, which means we're still in the power phase.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes, yeah.
Yep.
And who...
Ooh, getting the tokens out.
Oh. Question is, who
Angela.
got it? Is Angela the one? Yeah, Angela is obsessed about Thor, which means that we should expect an attack from her into him very, very soon.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, he's on 6 points. Oh, he must have healed himself up.
Yes, Thor used the med pack and the console to heal himself.
Yeah,
last turn.
Brilliant.
So what Art wants now are some exploding dice to do some serious damage to Thor, although Merzain still has Odin's blessing, so...
yeah. Oh, it's going to be hard.
He's going to have to get 2 big attacks in. Or perhaps he's... yeah, what we saw there was a defensive play of blind obsession.
Yeah, cool.
Yep, weaken Thor against Angela.
Instead,
so
Valkyrie's charging
Valkyrie
after trolled again.
Yep, most certainly he's trying to get the book from Toad. Did you notice if he paid for Warrior of Legend?
I don't think so, because he's on 7.
Yeah.
And he needed to charge, right?
He's probably considering a Dragon Fang or not.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Toad... He did. Yep, that's the Dragon thing. But not Warrior of Legend, though.
No. Does he get the wild?
He does not get the... wait, I'm looking at the wrong dice tray. He does.
Yes,
yeah, that's...
Ooh, nice hit, too. 4-6. Screw you, Toad.
Yep, that's Toad. And then he is actually going to have... there's an Odin's Blessing. So who was he striking? Was he striking Angela?
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, he was striking.
5 dice.
He struck Angela.
Okay.
He did. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
I was so sure he was striking Toad.
Me too. I would have done the same, but maybe, we're different people. Merzain, not as good a hit that time.
So he's striking Angela now?
Yeah.
Given that he's rolling Merzain is rolling 4 dice. So that's 1 block. So that's 1 damage. That's...
And
another Dragon Fang?
Dragon Fang, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, better save though, Merzain this time. Yikes.
3, yeah, so that's another, yeah.
Yeah, but
she's not going down today.
He's got the wild.
Yeah, so...
Still 3 hits. Yeah. Or 2 more hits to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's committed now. Okay, big roll here. 3 hits.
Yeah, I suppose he was somewhat... Oof.
This keeps happening to him.
This is not good news for his blindly obsessed Angela, who is now going to have to defend with 2 dice against Merzain's Angela.
Oh, man. I guess there was a throw there. The throw. He threw. He threw. He must have thrown Toad at her.
Yeah. Okay, so he got her.
Okay. Phew. He had enough power to do all that. Thank
Yeah.
goodness for him.
Interesting that he actually picked up the book here, because now Thor can try to daze Valkyrie to grab the book.
Mhm.
If he would have put it on the ground for She-Hulk to move in and grab it, he would have created a situation where Thor has to choose between striking, perhaps make a choice between striking Valkyrie and picking up the book. Maybe there would be a place to put it where he could engineer that. Not sure though, because Thor does get to move before he strikes. Because Toad would not have been able to pick up the book because he's already carrying one.
Correct. That's right. I think he threw Angela into Toad, guaranteeing the 1 point of damage, and Toad then did a save and took, I think, one more.
Yeah. Because now Valkyrie has a big target on her head.
Yeah. Looks like Toad
And
has
she
a
is
symbol.
on her injured side, so
Hmm.
yeah, I think we're going to see a book beam here. No?
No, he's just running away.
Yeah.
I think Toad healed himself, I think, through the Asgard ability,
Yes.
and now has moved there and
And he's healing himself from the
interact with it.
console. Yeah,
Yeah. So he's not contesting it, but he is able to interact with it.
that is true.
But Okoye is there doing that job. What's Thor measuring?
So by activating Toad there, he is allowing Angela to have a go at Thor before Thor activates. Perhaps he's okay with letting Art daze Thor because that would swing priority in Merzain's favor for next turn, and that swing may be key if he manages to conserve his.
Oop, Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what the 3 was. He's getting the hell out. He's playing Huggy.
Which effectively robs Angela of one attack.
Yeah. He's playing the.
Yeah,
Huggy.
it's not really possible to play Huggy here because he's now behind on extracts.
No, not you, Merzain.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh.
Merzain is now behind on extracts because Art managed to grab one book.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. All right, so interesting. Oh.
So now Art actually, but Merzain is, however, in such a big lead here that he doesn't need a second book. He can get to, because if Art scores 4 for 3 turns, that will put him just at 16, and if Merzain scores 3 for 3 turns, that puts him at 17. So if this score stands as it is, then Merzain will win by the end of turn 5. So Art still needs to score more points. So what he needs to do here now is probably, if he manages to kill Valkyrie there with Crystal, maybe move She-Hulk to the.
One reroll. Let's see if he gets the wild off the reroll. Come on in, humans. Nope. Big dud.
We'll see the elemental onslaught here.
I should hope so.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
And I would expect the last attack after that to be he has moved, so he can't.
He's got the wild this time. Ooh, nice roll.
Yep.
5 hits.
That might do it. That does it.
Yep.
She's down.
She's down and he's still contested.
So that makes Crystal somewhat safe, but Thor can still get her.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is probably a pretty smart play. Thor can also throw that truck.
Yep.
Keeping Angela from throwing said truck instead. Because Merzain doesn't have brace. However, Art does. So we're seeing a Thor for Asgard strike into Crystal.
Yeah, they're not rolling the dice though. What are you guys doing to us? Come on now.
Perhaps they've discovered some kind of issue.
Yeah. Oh, this is okay. Oh.
Getting ready for the roll.
There we are.
Just small talking.
I guess. Had a coffee.
Oh, that's not
so good.
A too impressive roll from Thor there.
Oh, but Crystal didn't disagree either, but still, it's fine. Yeah. Oh my god, 3 skulls.
Yeah, that's not going to get her. And I suppose he throws the truck, and she will most certainly brace. I would be very surprised if she didn't. There it is.
Oh man. She ducked under that truck flying over her head.
Question is what Art will do with She-Hulk now. Yeah, because he needs to score points. He needs to score, perhaps not this turn, but he needs a 5-point turn at some point in time.
Crystal lost her book, though. They haven't moved the book.
No, she didn't.
Oh, she's still alive. Yeah. Oh, because of the brace, naturally. Yeah. Right. Okay, so he's got 2 books. He doesn't score that secure any longer. He's not scoring on the left. No one's scoring the right.
My guess would be that She-Hulk shakes her stagger and moves to the Merzain's home objective, which is what we're likely to see here.
Only thing to do and be relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe throw the dumpster. Does he have power? Let's see.
Because he has the possibility to score 4 this round. And that might actually be the reasonable play. He could go for Toad with Angela. And because when he strikes her with Cyphos, he gets to place within 2, and that would put him on the leftmost secure. And if he manages today's Toad, that would take away 1 point from Merzain, which is very important.
Okay.
Because if he can get Merzain to score less than 3, then that evens out the odds.
That is definitely what's going on here, but trying to do it on Okoye is...
Yeah, and he's going to have to do 4 damage with 1 strike.
I mean, let's see, Angela, where does he have power to throw? Yeah, so he could do a throw.
Yeah, but there's nothing to throw.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he can only throw terrain, right? So.
Yeah. And before he gets a chance, he can place within 2 of the car, but at that point, Toad will have had the chance to... it looks like he bodyguarded it, actually. So he did not get to strike Toad.
Okay.
At all. Which is, of course, a smart play.
Yeah.
Because this car cannot kill Toad. It can only do 3 damage to him.
Yep.
At max.
Yep. And, he takes all 3 this time. A little less lucky.
Could have been dangerous if he had managed to one-shot Okoye there. Because that would have allowed him to Angelic Assassin into Toad. It wouldn't have changed much. Yeah, it would have forced Toad to leave the objective if he didn't want to get the car thrown into him, which would have secured a point for Art. But it would also give priority to Merzain next turn.
I think it was Okoye attacking Angela.
Yep. And she's blindly obsessed, so...
yeah, only 2 dice. Oof.
Yeah. So we're looking at 2 damage. We're looking at 3 damage. Ooh, this is maybe even more with a reroll. No, he doesn't get to use the reroll against Angela, of course.
Yep.
Because of the living ribbons. So that's 3 damage. 3 damage. And was that the first attack?
The second.
He might.
That's the second.
Yeah. All right. So Angela will live a little longer.
Wow. Maybe it was the first one. I thought I saw him roll it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was the first attack, so Angela is likely to die here. Ooh. Yep, there she goes. That is massive. Very bad news for Art.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a minute there, I thought that he might actually have been able to turn it around.
Yeah, no.
Now it's looking increasingly difficult.
Okay, that's everyone.
However, Merzain will only score 2 points.
Three for Art. Turn 4.
Yeah. So if they, as things stand, if they both score 3, no, Art needs an additional turn to get to 16, while Merzain can get there from scoring 2 turns. So Merzain is definitely heavily in the driver's seat.
Hopefully they'll take away that stalwart card eventually, because that is now off the table.
It is for sure. Which is probably the explanation why Thor didn't use his wild to throw Crystal off the truck and off the... Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Because that would have been another point in that case.
Okay, Thor didn't do so well there on that attack against Crystal. Crystal's tanking like a boss.
Yeah.
But he's got another attack. This is likely her downfall. 4 hits? No. Sorry, Crystal. She's dazed.
What was Art's first activation? He should have priority. No, he shouldn't, because he activated the She-Hulk last.
Yep.
Yeah, that's harsh.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, it's Merzain actually has quite a big chance of winning. No, not this turn. That would force him to grab the Book of Valkyrie and score 3 secures, which I think is going to be too difficult. But given that this is exactly one of those situations where I would consider scoring defensively, because it looks very, very difficult for Merzain to get 6 points this turn to secure the win already. So that means that it's probably a better decision for him to just settle for 3 points, maybe 4, if he can do it without taking too many risks, because there will need to be a turn 5 either way.
Yeah.
So
maximize the points without getting into trouble.
Exactly.
And let it roll.
Don't overstretch. Try to keep.
What just happened?
Perhaps, yeah. I think we saw. I think Art just conceded.
Yeah, looks like a concession.
Yeah, and they're calculating the points. Oh well. After Angela disappeared, that was and Crystal got dazed. heavily limits the possibility for She-Hulk to actually do anything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she's down here. She's not going very far and still being able to interact with stuff. And then um, Merzain just has to
yeah,
do two books. He gets two
he
books.
he's not he's not he there's basically no chance for him to daze a character with a book. So and Merzain basically just have to keep his distance and keep scoring 3 to win. So I can see why Art conceded there.
Sure.
It was the I'd say it was the early aggressive plays that became his downfall.
Yeah.
Merzain had some very lucky dice to be sure, especially on blocks.
Yeah. He was
But I'm
blocking.
not sure that Art actually needed to go that aggressive that early in the game.
Yeah.
It's okay to wait a bit before you catch up. At least, well, instead of going all in there, maybe try to keep out positioning the opponent and try to get wait for a mistake to get a chance to get an extra secure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, part of the problem though is you're right. He was taking a gamble, but in each instance, it's one of those frustrating things where he had two characters get down to just one hit point left,
Yeah.
and
Also,
it's
in
just
my experience, the playing Angela without priority is
not so useful.
quite risky.
Yeah.
She's good for sure, but since you usually want to keep her around She-Hulk for the special delivery. Now, he to be fair, he has Crystal too, so he doesn't really need that. But I think that as an A-Force player, you don't really need priority that much because you have the possibility to play several bodyguards, and you can actually play a counter for against the inevitable grabbing of the middle book from Merzain's Angela would have been for Art to try and score 3 secures turn 1, which would have been possible if he had the last activation, which he didn't because he was running 4 characters instead of 5. Had he run 5 characters, he could, for instance, save Valkyrie for last, move up to clear one of the side secures and score, and then giving him the 4-3 lead, and making it so that he would not have been forced to commit that offensively.
Yeah.
Turn 2.
Yeah. Well, look, let us congratulate Merzain for making his the first one to make it through to the quarterfinals.
Indeed.
He'll be playing.
America takes a deep breath.
Yeah, they are still relevant to season 4 of the Tabletop Simulator League for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Thanks everybody for watching, and thank you, Huggy Bear, for being with me here and helping commentate on this interesting and fast-paced, very fast-paced game. Interesting to watch.
Indeed. Well, thank you. It was fun.
Great. Hopefully
Yeah.
we could do